We're back with another episode of Single Princess Problems, the weekly YouTube series where I talk about what it's like to be single, try to find a decent prince in the modern dating market, and all the hilarious stories that come from it. So on today's episode, we're going to talk about a guy that I met through yoga. There's a lot of different places that you can meet guys. You know, obviously I use a lot of online dating, but this guy actually, we met in yoga class, we really hit it off, we became friends, and I had a crush on him forever, but it never worked out timing-wise. He always had a girlfriend, and then if he was single, I was kind of always, sort of seeing somebody, and we would always keep in contact with each other, but this went on for years, where we just we would Snapchat each other, we would text, we would be friendly, we're friends on Facebook, but it never worked out timing-wise. And then one night, all of a sudden, he happened to be in the neighborhood grabbing a drink and asked if I could join him. And I was excited. We hadn't hung out in a while. I hadn't seen him. And so I joined him pretty late in the evening. It was like 11 o'clock at night or something, and we went out for this drink at a local bar. And we had a lot of drinks. A lot more than I usually drink. I am not a big, heavy drinker. And to the point where when it was last call and we were being shooed out of the bar, neither of us were in any shape to drive. So, being the responsible adults we decided to go walk down to the beach. We were near the ocean and just kind of sit in the sand and hang out. And this whole time we've been having this awesome night. Just totally connecting, talking, great conversation. And not once in my mind did I ever cross my mind that this was an actual date. This was just two friends hanging out, catching up. Never thought anything more of that. And he had kind of mentioned something about I might have to crash at your house, just so I don't have to drive all the way back home. And I'm like, sure, do that. I've got a couch, no problem. Again, never once crossing my mind. So we finally kind of sober up, drive back to my house. We leave his car there and I drive us back to my house. And we end up staying up, sitting on the couch, talking for a really long time. So it's 5 o'clock in the morning. And we need to get to sleep because he needed to be up at 8 o'clock in the morning to be able to get back to his car to drive home, get ready, and go to work. So we're like, crap, it's getting really late. So I'm getting him blankets and pillows and getting him all situated on the couch. And he was like, oh, aren't you going to sleep next to me? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess I can do that. Thinking again, we're buddies, we're just going to snuggle, no big deal. So clearly that's not what happened. And Mom, stop listening now if you are. But we end up hooking up, and it was awesome. It was super fun. And so now it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and we need to be gone asleep and then woken up and be back on by 8. So this happens. We get an hour of sleep. Get up, I drive him to his place, back to his car, and I'm like, bye. Go back home and try to fall asleep. A couple hours later, I wake up, so excited I want to share this with my BFFs. So I text one of my girlfriends, and I'm like, so, totally slept with blah, blah, blah last night. It was awesome. I did not text the girlfriend that I thought I was texting. I sent it to him. And if anyone's ever done this before where you've sent a message to the person that you are talking about, you know how embarrassing this is and how quickly you need to try to recover from this. So I instantly text him, shit, I'm sorry, obviously that's not meant for you. He texts back and goes, yeah, you slept with me last night. So thankfully, because he was my friend, he was super cool about it. He understood. So then I do end up sending the friend this text message, and she starts freaking out. Oh my gosh, who is this guy? I don't remember you telling me about this guy, things like that. So I get on Facebook, I screenshot 2 of his photos real fast, I zip them off to her with a text message, yeah, but he's even hotter than he is in these photos. I also did not send that to my girlfriend, but to him. So, again, I text him, and I'm like, okay, clearly I should not be texting anybody on 3 hours of sleep. Welcome to the inner workings of Girl Talk, because this is what we do, and yeah, and he just wrote back being super cool about it, and was like, it's okay, don't worry about it, but thank you for the flattery, that's really nice of you. So that's what happens when you only get 3 hours of sleep and you're trying to gossip with your girlfriends. Lesson learned. So I want to know, please make me feel better. Have any of you ever done this? Have you sent a screenshot or a text message to your crush or to someone you weren't supposed to? Like, tell me in the comments below. As always, please make sure you're liking, commenting, subscribing, and we'll see you again soon.